If you send a proposal out to a prospective client, you need to think like that client. What do they need to know? Do they need reflected back to them their context, their challenges, their needs, the issues that they've got? Do they want maybe a preliminary assessment of where they're at and how you can help them, nudge them towards where they want to be? I put that in my new proposal. I now have a star rating. I rank their existing documents against scope, trust, aims, and risks. And I then say how we're going to make it better so they can get 5 out of 5 for each of those ratings. If you focus too much on what you can do, the awards you've got, the Brownie Guide badges you got as a child, your bio, clients who may or may not look or act or have a business like this prospective client, then you're not thinking like your client. Your client has already checked you out. They've read your website, checked your LinkedIn profile, spoken probably to some people to see whether that's what they do. They're not new, they're not cold, they're not naive. Don't patronize them and tell them what they probably already know. Tell them what's important to them. Give them great value. Don't give them a generic, I've worked with businesses like yours and I do X. Tell them how you're going to work with that business to provide that specific service. Now, I work in the construction sector and most of our stuff is pretty bespoke. Yes, we might have done a kitchen before, or an extension, or a piece of railway, or a bridge, or an amphibious boat, or an automated warehousing system, whatever, before, but we've never done it in this location, for this specification, for this client at this time. So we do create specifications and proposals which are very project specific. We can't just say, yeah, well, we'll build something somewhere that will probably do something. We'd never get the work. So it's really important that when you send a proposal, it is really specific. I received a proposal last week, which suggested that one of the things I might want to think about is getting a contract. You won't be surprised to know, already have a contract. Not only do I have a contract of the sort referred to in this proposal, but I've offered a template of that contract to other people also in that sector. So I don't think I need to be told to get one. That was beginning to lose my interests. The second thing it did was tell me how much I had to pay and that payment by instalments might be accepted. It also said that their terms would be part of the deal. So I asked for a copy of their terms. Still nothing about when I would have to pay, how long after the invoice was submitted that I'd have to pay it, nothing about guarantees of performance standards, copyright, confidentiality, cancellation, nothing. No specific terms for how we would do business with each other. There was no certainty. The only thing I knew was how much it was going to cost, not when I'd have to pay or how long I'd have to pay, but how much it was going to cost. There was no certainty of process. There was no certainty of outcome. There was no guarantee that the money I would be spending would result in meeting my needs. My needs were not actually very well reflected at all. My context wasn't reflected. My challenges weren't reflected. My position, status, business was not reflected. This was a proposal which effectively went straight to zero. I had high opinions of this person, but not anymore. And their skills, expertise, and experience, I'm not going to challenge. I'm not going to suggest, but I don't think that's a good way to do business, is to treat everyone like they're exactly the same. You have to treat clients differently. They're interested in what's different about the way they do business. You have to ask some questions, really identify what you need. Now, when I brought an associate into my business, I developed a better onboarding process so that I could really understand, because I hadn't necessarily always asked the right questions at the right time. And that process is developing. Every time we come across something new, we think, oh, that should go in the questionnaire. So when you're bringing a warm prospect in, you need to keep them coming towards you. Now, Nathan Littleton, who does my email marketing and is a great marketing speaker and president of the Professional Speaking Association this year, sent me his proposal a few years ago. Now, his proposal was absolutely brilliant, and I've worked with him ever since. That's how good it was. However, it did say, and if you agree to this proposal, I'll send you my terms. But the problem is, by the time I've agreed to the proposal, we've agreed the scope, we've agreed the price, we've agreed the time, we've agreed everything that's important for a contract. So his terms are too late. If you want your proposal to seamlessly turn into business, you need to include your terms in your proposal. Don't leave it to chance. Don't create another hurdle. Make your proposals the start of a great business relationship. Don't make it stutter. Don't clog the process by adding another layer of documentation. Don't let it drip and dribble and things to escape in gaps. Think of it as a smooth, seamless flow of information, building that relationship until you've got them hooked. Your contracts should safeguard your business without annoying your clients and without losing your prospects in the process.